But I'm wondering how you might suggest sort of delineating these messages, like the sane, healthy, biblical one, and the sort of gulag Marxist liberation theology one.
I mean, the first thing that's coming to my mind is like pragmatism. Like, one of my good buddies works at it's a nonprofit, but it's kind of like mission based nonprofit where they take around like meals and coffee and stuff like that to homeless people, to people living in poverty and things like that. I feel like you're directly doing some kind of good there. There's a lot of like good that my church does where it's like directly benefiting people, you know, and I think that's super good. Like I work with people in addiction in my church, and I get to see like how that affects people. With the Marxian view of things, the liberation theology, it's almost like your immediate benefit is irrelevant because we've got some kind of like after the revolution, when we've created utopia, then things will be perfect. And so like on a psychological level, we almost want to make things worse for a little while so that we motivate you to become a revolutionary. And then we have the revolution, then we build utopia, then you're actually happy and living a good life. Whereas I think like good Christianity is just like, you know, I don't think Jesus ever said, well, after we overthrow the Romans, then you'll all be doing fine. It'll be he healed people and fed people and ministered to people. And I think that's good Christianity.
Yeah, I think that's a really great way of delineating these two things. I'm also thinking too of the fact that in the Marxist theology, you're basically recreating man. So there's supposed to be, and this is in liberation theology, there's supposed to be a new man on the other side of this revolution who's been totally transformed because they don't think that human nature is innate because they reject reality, purest sense possible. I think this is difficult for the average person to wrap their heads around. That like when we talk about critical constructivism and they think that reality is socially constructed in like time and space bound context and things like that, that they mean it truly. Like they truly don't think that reality exists in the way that like a normal person does. But as far as I understand, Christianity has no new man in this sort of like this. And this is also like it gets very complicated because you have this renewal of the soul, constantly being transformed, but it doesn't, as far as I understand it, like you're still, you have your human limitations, you're still a sinner, things like that. Am I understanding that correctly?